This is a walkthrough on the 2020 Legacy XT Touring. What we're going to do is we're going to go over a couple of new features for you. As you look down here where the gear shifter is, this should all look familiar. Park reverse neutral drive, kick the shifter over to the left, and that puts it into manual mode where you use the paddle shifters on the steering wheel as usual. We now see an electronic parking brake that will turn off automatically as long as your seatbelt's on and the car is in gear. As soon as you touch the gas pedal, that will come off. We also see a new feature here, which is the front view camera. When we press that button, we can then see up on the screen the front of the car. That camera is located right in the grille. We also see down here two USB ports as well as a 3.5mm audio jack, and then you do see that your wireless charger is right in there as well. So with a compatible phone, just let the phone sit there and it will charge automatically. The most dramatic change is going to be the giant 11.6-inch screen here. This is going to control all of your radio, your apps, your navigation, as well as your climate control. So thankfully, Subaru has put in a couple of physical buttons here for your thermostat, but everything is also controlled on the screen there as well. So the fan speed is across the bottom, a couple of quick access buttons. You can control your thermostat by the hard buttons on the side, or of course you can press the button there that will allow you to scroll through and set your thermostat that way. You also see your heated and ventilated seats to the right there as well, where you have 3 different settings for both the heated and the ventilated seats, all controlled on the touchscreen. You also can see that you control the vents right on the touchscreen as well by selecting where the air is coming from right on the big touchscreen. That is all new. Again, physical buttons for the thermostat as well as the front and rear defrosters. They do have physical knobs for the volume as well as the tune switch to tune the radio. This is the home screen. That's where you're going to be able to access your radio, and this should be fairly familiar. Little bit of a different look from the older models, but in principle, same idea. FM, AM, Sirius XM across the top, and then your preset radio stations. All you have to do is press and hold on those to preset your stations. You do have up to 18 of those. If we hit that home button, that takes us back. The media is going to sync up to your Bluetooth audio, as well as anything plugged into the USB or the 3.5mm audio jacks. It also will allow you to use the CD player, which is now located in your armrests. Right in there is where you're going to find your CD player. Navigation is going to be pretty straightforward there as well. Going to pull up your navigation screen provided through TomTom. Very, very easy to input, very intuitive system right in there. There's also Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Once those phones are plugged in, you'll see those icons light up on the screen as well. In addition to some other apps there that should look similar to what we found in earlier models. Phone pairing can be accessed there as well. And then with the settings, we see that there are quite a few settings. Everything is now controlled through the touch screen. So where there were buttons all over the place in previous models, just about every setting in the car can be accessed right on here, whether it is from your general settings, your sound, your navigation, or all of these different car settings. So you can turn off your different eyesight features. You can adjust the keyless entry system, whether you want the driver door to only unlock or if you want all 4 doors to unlock. Everything can be adjusted right in there. They've also included a couple of shortcuts here as well. So you can see that if you hit this little car, that's going to pull up your vehicle settings right up on that screen. So you do see your vehicle dynamics control. Used to be a button to the left of the steering column, now it's on screen. Auto vehicle hold, that'll work. So if that is on, anytime you come to a complete stop, you can take your foot off the brake pedal. Car's not going to go anywhere until you hit the gas pedal. That does require you to be wearing your seatbelt, as you should be wearing that anyways. You can also turn off and on your different driver assistance, the eyesight technology in there, and then you also see your other controls here as well. Notably, the auto start stop. With that feature on, when your car comes to a complete stop, you may, under certain circumstances, you actually will have the engine shut off on you. As soon as you take your foot off the brake pedal, it will turn right back on. This is going to, if the engine needs to work hard to run the air conditioner, if the defrosters are on, if the wheels are turned, there's a number of different criteria that will keep the engine running. But if the engine does not need to be running, rather than have the car idle at a red light, the engine will shut off. As soon as you take your foot off the brake pedal, it'll start right back up. But that is a quick section there to get into your settings. Another new thing is this black strip that we see here. This is the driver focus distracted driver mitigation. That is an infrared camera that is watching the driver to make sure that you're not drowsy, to make sure your eyes are on the road. If you take your eyes off the road, gazing at things off to the side, or if you're falling asleep, the car will alert you there. One of the side benefits of that is that it will learn up to 5 faces so that it can actually remember your settings, where your seat, where your mirrors have been set. So if you have multiple drivers in the car, it will remember those. You can access those settings by going into your settings and going to the driver monitoring system. From there, you can register a user where you'll plug in your name. You'll follow the on-screen instructions that will allow you to set up your profile so that it will remember your face and set your settings to how you prefer them upon entry. If we look on over here, that green indicator that we see underneath the speedometer, that is telling you the driver focus is on. You can turn that off, but that is allowing you to see that that is on. When we look at the steering wheel as a whole, these buttons should look similar to what we've seen in the past with your adaptive cruise control. When you put that on, you do see your little silver car that represents you, as well as those follow distance that can be changed right in here to decrease or increase the amount of space between you and that vehicle ahead of you. New is this button right here, which is your lane centering technology. You used to have lane keep assist. This is now lane centering. So with the adaptive cruise control on, when I press that button, you see in that indicator that lane centering is ready on the right-hand side there. Now, if adaptive cruise control is engaged, the car will stay in the center of the lane. It's looking at the lines painted on the road, and it's going to, you'll feel the steering wheel steer itself into the center of the lane. You still need to keep your hands on the wheel. You still are the driver. It is just to assist you in that capacity. So we can turn those off there. On this center screen, we do see that a digital speedometer is always there. Using these arrow keys down here that pull towards you, that is going to scan through the different pieces of information. Again, this should look similar to what we've seen in the past. Tire pressure monitor would be a new thing there as well. It will display the pressure in each one of your 4 tires. Over on the left spoke, we're going to see the audio controls that we're familiar with there as well. Headlights, wiper blades, those are going to be the same as they've been in the past several different models. Something new for us here is going to be over on your mirrors. This is going to control your side mirrors just like it's done in the past, but something that is new on the Legacy XT Touring is going to be the power folding mirrors, which is this button right there. If we go ahead and press that button, we will see that those mirrors will fold in automatically, as well as fold out. Of course, there are different settings where you can control when that happens automatically. So if we go back to our center screen, we are going to see in our vehicle settings that we can scroll through here in the door mirror settings, where we can auto electric folding. When you turn the car off, they will fold in, as well as the reverse tilt, so that when you put the car in reverse, the passenger side mirror will tilt downward to aid you in parallel parking. So those are just a few of the new systems there on your Legacy XT. Of course, there are many other things that the car is capable of doing, but that is just a quick overview.